Okay, y'all, I've got the neatest story. Probably starting about right there. This lot right here is not a very deep lot, but it goes to probably about right there. I've got a neat story. Okay, y'all, so the rest of the story on that was a lot just outside of Panama City Beach. I'm drawing a blank on the name of the little section of beach, but anyway, back years ago in the 50s, my grandfather went to TV repair school, which now is like crazy because our TV tears up, we just throw it out and get another one. But back then it was a thing, and that was really before there were a lot of TVs. Definitely before there were color TVs. So my granddaddy just always had the foresight of just knowing something that was gonna, blow up, make him good money, become popular. Like he bought this little corner lot in our hometown, and years ago, and people were like, why did he buy that? That's in the middle of nowhere. Well, now that's the booming part of our town, and it was just a small little corner lot, but there is no telling. I have no idea what he bought it for, but I'm sure he quadrupled his money, if not more. We would never know because they were so secretive about all their money. But anyway, he just knew. I always say anything he touched turned to gold, and it was about true. But anyway, so this lot in Panama City, and our family tells stories 1,000 times, and I never heard this story till after my grandmother and granddaddy died, so I couldn't ask them the whole story, get all the good juicy details. And that blows my mind because we've always retold stories a gazillion times. But anyway, so he had come back to town, I assume. I'm just guessing on the timetable and how it all happened and all the details. But he had come back to town, opened up his business here, because he went to school out in Indiana, Kentucky, somewhere in that area. Came back to Alabama, opened up his store. He not only repaired TVs and such, he sold records and albums. Let's see, I remember banjos hanging on the wall. I don't ever remember any pianos in there, but I guess he must have sold pianos, or this story wouldn't make sense. But anyway, there was a man that needed or wanted a piano. Must have wanted it pretty bad. Well, my granddaddy traded him a piano for that lot in Panama City. Now, it's about 2 or 3 streets back from the beach, but still prime location. And my grandparents never did anything with it. Now, years later, my uncle built the house that you saw in the video there. But y'all, there's no telling what that lot is worth now. A piano back then, I'm sure to them then it seemed like a lot of money, but you traded a piano for a lot at Panama City Beach. And back then, I'm sure it was just, there were no houses. Now there's houses on all the little streets there. But back then, it was just a deserted land, So he just amazed me, and I wish I had gotten that gene to know how to touch things to turn to gold. But anyway, I just have always thought that was a neat story since I heard it. I wish I could have heard it from him and from my grandmother to get the true story and all the good details. But, it is what it is. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. We were in Panama City, and we ride by there sometimes. We used to stay there, but family drama ensued, as it normally does when you have a death in the family, and we don't stay there anymore. But But I still think it's a neat story because that's part of my family history. And, you know, I just, years ago, trading a piano for a piece of land in what is now prime place. I don't know the right words, but anyway. But I just wanted to share that with y'all. Talk with y'all later. Bye.